What up guys, it is Xbound here and today we are doing Black Ops 2 Tier 3 Perks Analysis. Now this is the final part of the perks. As you know, there's 3 tiers of the perks, so let's get straight into it. And there's actually going to be 6 perks in this setup, which is quite strange considering Tier 1 and Tier 2 did have 5, so we'll see how that turns out. But anyway, the first one is Engineer. So basically this is a bit like SitRep. You're going to be able to see enemy equipment and delay explosives, and also, you know, remember in Black Ops where you were able to change the care packages? I think with, was it hardline, maybe you were able to change the care packages and booby trap enemy ones and sort of re-roll the ones that are on your team. So say if you got a spy plane, you could click it and maybe it'll come out with something better, or I don't know, ammo. It was really just, you know, jackpot. You didn't know what you were getting, but that's nice to see that coming back. So that's the first perk. Don't know if I'm going to be really using that. I mean, maybe on a few classes which are specific, and maybe on a game type where there's a lot more claymores and stuff like that. But you know, I've never been a big fan of SitRep except for the, you know, footsteps bit, but you know, that's just me. So the next one is Dead Silence. Now this is, as you probably know, it's going to be basically you moving silently, but not actually 100% silent. It's going to be, of course, a lot quieter, but you know, it's not going to make you absolutely, you know, hidden, and people are going to be able to still hear you. But of course it's going to be reduced. You know, I'm not sure what the percentage is, but I'm guessing it's at least 50%. You know, maybe if you just want to stay off those Turtle Beach lads trying to hear you. But you know, it's been a decent perk, and you know, a lot of people are going to be using it because, I mean, as I've said before, it has no pro perks, so that is the only thing it is used for. But you know, I used it a bit. Dead Silence, it does have its uses, especially in search and destroy, planting and defusing and stuff like that on the bomb. You know, getting behind people while they're trying to sort of hear if you're going up to the bomb and stuff. But you know, it's not been a massive perk. But actually, Extreme Conditioning is the third perk, and this is sort of the returning of the Black Ops one. But you're not actually, you can't run permanently like Marathon in Modern Warfare 2. It's just the longer duration, as we've seen before, because you know, they don't want people running around the map with unlimited sprint like in Modern Warfare 2, with lightweight as well. So you know, that's going to be, it's sort of been a bit nerfed, but still a decent perk. You know, you're definitely going to be using it for those CTF and, you know, game battles games. Extreme Conditioning and Marathon and stuff like that is what you really need for those sort of game types. So it's gonna, I think it's gonna get quite a bit of use. I might be using that on a few classes, especially those rushing classes with the SMGs. You know, just my opinion, but it's going to be a nice class for that setup. And the fourth perk in this setup is Tactical Mast. Now, in Black Ops, I thought this was an underrated perk, but I think people did, by the end of the game, understand how useful it could be. And of course, it decreases the effects of flashbangs, concussion, and I think it's shock charges, which is the new thing on Black Ops 2, sorry. So, you know, you're going to be getting less, like as you just see on the screen now, me getting, I think that was flashed, you're going to be less effects, so the screen's going to be less white, you can move, you know, when you sort of get quickly delayed, you know, you'll be up on your feet ASAP, compared to, you know, without having the Tactical Mast. So, you know, I think it's going to be quite popular, just because it's a returning perk and people do understand how good it can be in situations, you know, where maybe in domination, where you're trying to cap a flag and you want to be able to see if the enemy's attacking you and they're just chucking all these concussions and stuff like that. You want to keep your eyes open, so I think it's going to be heavily used. I think it's going to be one of the main perks in the Tier 3 setup, and I will be using it definitely. So the fifth perk in this setup is Awareness. Now, this is basically counteracts Dead Silence, so enemy movements are going to be easier to hear. So that's going to be chucking concussions, walking, mantling objects, diffusing stuff, just anything which sort of creates noise. Normally maybe landing on the floor, jumping down from somewhere, from the height that, you know, you do get a bit of damage. You know, you can often hear that as sort of a clumping noise. And to be honest, again, this perk, it's, to be honest, with the Turtle Beach sort of people who use them, I mean, I've got a Turtle Beach, but I don't use it with my PS3, just because my setup would make it impossible. But I would be using, I did buy it for the purpose of, you know, using it on Call of Duty and stuff like that. But I don't know how much it's going to counter Dead Silence. Does it make it regular, or does it increase Dead Silence to, you know, their normal? Like, it's things we don't know yet, but we're definitely going to see how they turn out. And awareness and dead silence, if you use them together, and I might have touched on this before, but you can actually pick 2 perks from 1 tier using, I think it's a wild card, and it's just I don't know how many you get per class, but it's just one of those things, and you lose the chance of, say, having a tier 2 perk because you don't need anything in with this setup. Say you're trying to do S&D, you want dead silence, awareness, and maybe you want, I don't know, or maybe you want dead silence and extreme conditioning. You know, it's those sort of things, and that's what I think actually tier 3 used to be a bit of a sort of throwaway perk, but you know, we're seeing it return. And the last one is dexterity, so we're going to see basically, it's a bit like Marathon Pro, I think. It's climb ladders faster, mantle objects faster, recover melees faster, and aim faster after sprinting, which is the main thing for me. Aim faster after sprinting does sound quite useful. And I think Marathon Pro in Modern Warfare 2 had quite a lot of those things, the climbing faster and stuff like that. Aim faster after sprinting, I think that was a Black Ops 2, no, Black Ops perk, I'm not sure, but we'll have to see about that. And anyway, those are 6 tasty perks for tier 3. I've enjoyed the commentary and enjoyed the info, and I've got a tasty outro, as you can see, made by the beautiful man that is Nico. I'm going to be having a, of course, link in the description to his channel and an annotation on the screen if you want to check out his stuff. Does a lot of FIFA stuff, quality player and editor. And of course, you've got the 2 videos coming up. We've got the random video on the right and the last episode of Black Ops 2 Guns on the left. And of course, my Twitter in the middle if you want to click that and follow me for all the latest updates and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, it's been Xpony, and I'll see you next time.